This channel supports St. Jude's Research Hospital for Children and is a part of their Play Live charity drive. For more information on how to join as well as how to donate, please head to the description and click the link at the top of it. Remember, any and all support is appreciated, so feel free to give and support in any way you can. Thank you for your participation.
What up, everybody? This your boy Blak Magus, and we're gonna talk some wrestling. It's Wrestlemania weekend, and I have to say I'm not excited, especially after last night, which is crazy, because I saw some of the most exciting wrestling that I've seen in weeks. This past Friday, if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're doing WrestleMania week pretty big with the usual stuff, WrestleMania Access, but they also did another NXT Takeover preceding WrestleMania, and I have to say, bad idea, WWE, because with the way the build-up's been leading to this WrestleMania, the card that you have coming from this year's WrestleMania, to put on the show that you did for NXT, gotta fuck yourselves. Not even kind of fuck yourselves. You did fuck yourselves, in my opinion. Like, seriously, WrestleMania, it's since the Royal Rumble, it's been looking a little shaky because we had the Roman Reigns thing come about. People are, of course, livid because nobody wants to see Roman Reigns be champion, but we got Triple H defeating Roman Reigns in to me, it was kind of a mockery of the Royal Rumble. I thought that they were just pulling in desperation to make the Royal Rumble a championship match, just so they can kind of build sympathy for Reigns again, and then he loses. Triple H takes the belt. Then you move to Fastlane with the triple threat match to see who becomes the #1 contender. Surprise, surprise, it's Roman Reigns. And you had the Reigns Triple H feud. Dean Ambrose is thrown in with Brock Lesnar. It's just like, okay, everybody's mad because they're like, oh, here comes Roman Reigns again. Again, I reiterate my feelings on the whole Roman Reigns thing. People, you gotta stop trying to force Vince not to do what Vince wants to do. That's a very hard thing to do. Even more so, either way it's gonna come. And shout outs to Waza Now, who tweeted a tweet that pretty much it mirrors how I feel. He tweeted out how, look, people, think about this. Even if you do get this heel turn, like everybody's saying Roman Reigns sucks, he sucks. Just turn him heel, and then maybe he can get over better. The fact of the matter is, like Wiser now said, you turn him heel, he's still going to get a big push. In fact, me personally, I think Roman Reigns as a heel is going to probably be your worst nightmare if you're a Roman Reigns hater, because heels tend to get long, hard pushes. Like, look at after Brock beat Undertaker, how he went on a storm. Yeah, we're in the age now where people like heels in a lot of cases better than faces, but heels get good runs. They get huge runs. Look at Seth Rollins. Had he not been hurt, Seth Rollins probably would be in this match in WrestleMania, because heels get huge runs. Heels get built and stay on top, or stay around there for a minute. If you're a guy who they consider worth being a top guy, you know what I mean? Hell, Hunter's been fucking, even before he started fucking Stephanie, with the DX stuff, Hunter, he was one of their better heels. Even when DX was that pseudo, we love them, they're not really here. It's still one of their better monster runs. They get these runs, you know what I mean? So, yeah, Roman would turn heel, and he would fucking dominate everybody, and you would boo like, oh, he's a heel, so it's okay. He's still going to have the same run he does if you give him the belt as a babyface. I'm sorry, because Vince wants him to be on top, and that's what's going to happen. Heel or face, he's going to have a like ridiculous run. So, I say again, just let him get the fucking belt. Let it run its course. Let Vince get it out of the system. Let Vince see how well it goes. And if it doesn't go as well as he thinks it does, he'll take it off him. And, there are other people out there that'll jump up. They'll try to do some parody and things like that. It's just like he's not going to remain champ forever. That's the thing. It's not. I don't think we're ever going to see another quote unquote John Cena situation where this guy is just going to be a perennial champion on and off all the time, because Vince doesn't seem to be into that now. He'll give people their bump, and then he'll find somebody else his ass fall in love with. That's why I said just let it run its course. Let him get it out of the system. Let him feel like he's accomplished something. And I guarantee you, 6 months, Roman Reigns will be, he'll probably still be sort of on top, but he's not going to be the guy. He's not going to be the face, because Vince will find someone else to fancy. Remember, he was trying to push Big E. He loves Big E. Couldn't get the run he wanted with Big E. He does that. He falls in and out of love with people. So just let Vince fucking let the baby have his bottle, as they would say, and get it out of the systems, because he's gonna keep trying to find a way to force it on you. It's not gonna stop. You're not going to make Vince McMahon bow down, people. Just leave it be. Let Roman beat Triple H. If he turns heel, okay, cool. He'll probably beat Dean. And then we'll get the SummerSlam. Maybe we'll get Seth. No, we'll probably get Brock. Probably beats Brock. And then after that, Seth comes back. Seth can do the, hey, I was the guy, then him and Roman contend, and Seth probably give it back. Get the belt back, because they really like Seth as champ. Seth was a great champ. See, he's not going to have it forever. There are lots of scenarios, lots of ways where he can get it take up. There's too many people out there that Vince like, or that have the potential to be the guy to carry the belt. Roman's not keeping that belt for that long. It's nah. So tell people, just let him have his little just let Vince have his little moment, and then we'll move on and proceed, and we won't have to drag this shit out any longer. You know what I mean? But anyway, sorry I went on the Roman rant. It just like it infuriates me that you guys are still fucking like caught up in that. It's like, just if you would let that shit go, Vince would let it go. That's just how I feel. I just really feel like that. But as long as y'all keep pushing back, Vince is gonna push back harder. What can I tell you? Anyway, so the rest of the card, like, I have been in opposition of the Shane Undertaker thing since it was announced. It was like when you saw Shane come back, like, hey, it's Shane O'Mac, that's cool. Then all of a sudden you were like, Shane, if you want to get the company, or you have the company, you gotta beat the Undertaker in Hell in the Cell at WrestleMania. Like, what? So Shane just decides to show back up after years of like just being a corporate man. Hadn't been in the ring in fucking forever. It wasn't a wrestler to begin with. He was just like, it was fucking the Attitude Era. Anything went. It was the Wild Wild West. WWE was wild. It was at that point where like the thing that got them over the top, Vince let it ride because it was making him mad money. So the Shane thing, Stephanie getting her run, all that, it was just like, whatever, just keep bringing me money, I'm good, type of thing. My kids want to be in this shit, let them be in that shit. have fun, kids, because we're over the fucking top. We're destroying everybody, and my ego is just like extremely huge and continually growing, and I'm just orgasming over this because that's what I want. I want everybody to look at me, Vince McMahon. I'm the greatest thing in the world, and all of this shit y'all are loving, and it's me, it's me, it's me. Vince was just riding the wave at that time. But it died down. Things changed. People, started to leave the transition, and now like WWE got to the point where they were the biggest thing in the world, and that's when Vince started transitioning to the more PG, the more corporate. We're not wrestling, we're sports entertainment, because now we're getting all this advertisement and getting all this like FaceTime on different TV shows, different types of media. Now like it's time to just like take the brand and veer it away from what put it on the map and put it in a more safe zone that he feels will continue it to exist. So there you go. But anyway, keep going on these Vince rants. Anyway, so Shane, just out of nowhere, okay. And then you put the stipulation that if Undertaker loses, he can't wrestle on WrestleMania. No, really? Because see, I kind of figured this was going to be his last WrestleMania before all this went down, simply because he's up there. He's 51-year-old man. He's been doing this for over 20 years. Doesn't have that much left in his tank. And this would have been the perfect farewell for him to have a really good signature match and ride off into the sunset in his home state of Texas. Now, if he loses to Shane, if this is his last match, I'm going to be fucking pissed. Because again, Shane, not a wrestler, hadn't been around for God knows how long. What are we doing? What are we doing here? It's a slap in the face, in my opinion, to the Undertaker, to have him do this match. Like, out of all his WrestleMania moments, all the great things, I mean, shit, even his shittiest WrestleMania matches are like fucking miles above this. I feel like it's disrespectful. That's just me, but this is the state that WWE is in. We have the Divas Triple Threat match for the championship. That should be pretty cool. They have, I believe someone told me that this was moved to the pre-show. Okay, whatever. We got to remember, pre-show matches do count as a WrestleMania match, though. It's just not a main show match. But the ladder match with the Intercontinental Championship up on the line. How Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, The Miz getting to this oh my god. Okay, whatever, people. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho again. It's going to be a good match. I mean, we've seen it 2-3 times already. I guess I can see it one more time. I mean, while I don't mind seeing this match because they work very well, it's an example of like, we don't really have shit to do. Now, a lot of it could be because they have some significant injuries, like key people who would be on WrestleMania, like Cena, Randy Orton. They're gone. Seth, he's not around. He's rehabbing, things like that. So the injuries could be a reason, but there's you have to. They did really little to try to build any monster matches, in my opinion. Like really, like Dean Ambrose works his ass off with the Brock Lesnar thing. Yeah. Triple H and Roman Reigns have been working their ass off with this stuff. The Shane McMahon thing, yeah, they worked it, but again, I just think it's a shit match. Okay, triple threat match for the Divas. But I don't know. And then you have the Battle Royal, the New Day versus the League of Nations, Usos versus Dudleys. I mean, Hey, I'll like seeing the New Day, the League of Nations win. Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy. People are gonna go nuts. I mean, don't get me wrong. As individual wrestlers, Russo and Alberto Del Rio, I'm a fan of, but the League of Nations as a whole, it's like Wade Barrett. He's kind of lame duck at this moment. The rumors are he's leaving anyway. Uh, Sheamus is Sheamus. And the whole League of Nations thing, it looked like a good concept, but the way they've used them, to me, is just no. Y'all really haven't done anything. The best they've done with them is pretty much just make them corporate goons. Um, they really haven't done much to get them over as a faction, in my opinion. Um, then you with the Total Divas versus Bad and Blonde. What the fuck? I guess this is their way of introing Lana in the ring. They've been teasing her wrestling. I don't know if you want to make WrestleMania her first match, but whatever, Vince. This is what you want. Yeah, okay. Let's just hope that she looks comparable in the ring. They're gonna have to cover her ass like shit. Oh man. But then again, maybe she's just a natural at it. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Kalisto versus Ryback. Like Kalisto against Ryback, whatever. But I guess they're still trying to get Ryback over. They're probably gonna give Ryback this goddamn belt, which is gonna piss me the fuck off. And they said there's a round table. What the fuck is this? There's a round table from the IC title with Orton, Edge, Shawn Michaels, and others saying why it matters. Okay, so y'all gonna try to hype the IC belt like y'all did before when Daniel Bryan won it, and try to tell us, oh, why it matters. Don't lie. Don't fucking lie. None of your titles fucking matter anymore. None, because you guys have no fucking clue what to do with your titles. So shut the fuck up with that shit. Anyway, reason that you're hearing so much disdain is because we just watched NXT Takeover, which was fucking amazing. I don't know what WrestleMania can do to even sorta kinda compete with what we saw. We saw some fucking tremendous matches, guys. We saw Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn put on a hell of a fucking match. It was a war. They let him do Boomaye. They changed the name, but they let him do Boomaye. Yo, King of Strong Style was King of Strong Style. Sami Zayn, he was looking vicious. Yo, fucking Nakamura, he knows how to put somebody over. And I said this in Twitter last night. Japanese wrestlers know how to put people over, know how to make people work and make them look good. Just like the Bailey, Asuka. I always want to say Asuka, but I have to remember it's Asuka. By the way, she can get it. Her crazy ass. But the Bailey Asuka match, Asuka, she works matches so well. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying Bailey is horrible. I think Bailey is good. I think Bailey, she has fire and all that. Is she the best of the best? No. Is she the worst? Hell no. But Asuka just brought something extra out of her. Yo, the Japanese wrestlers, they bring the heat and they demand that you bring it with them, and it just made for a great match. It was crazy. It was crazy, and it was crazy that it was still a really great match after it followed the fucking Nakamura Zayn match, because the Nakamura Zayn match was great. Although I will say this, having Bailey fall asleep, I was like, okay, you kind of John Cena'd her, because she is kind of the John Cena of the female division, because she's really nice, she's the kid's favorite type of thing. which, to be honest, nothing's wrong with that. But at the same time, it's like you didn't want her to lose, I guess. So you could save that, hero mystique maybe. So when they get the rematch, she comes in saying, "Yo, I did everything, and I just, just my body gave out. I didn't really lose. You never made me tap out." So, but that's still it was a good match. Good match. Even the people who I was saying are the quote unquote no names, the Revival and American Alpha, people who aren't huge names, aren't people that I'm sure a lot of the casual or quote unquote mainstream wrestling, WWE, I should say, fans are checking out. But those dudes, they put on a fucking hell of a match to start the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view started with a tremendous tag team match that had some classic heel work by Dash and Dawson. Those two guys, I wish Vince still cared for wrestling. Not for sports entertainment, but for wrestling. Because those two guys would be tremendous in the tag team division. They know how to work the fuck out of a match as heels. They were doing all the underhanded shit, the distractions with the face rubs. Dawson climbing under the ring, or was it that? It's funny because even the crowd was saying that who is Dash, who is Dawson, and that's what it is. It's like you don't really identify with them, but as a wrestling fan, you really really respect what they do. Because he climbed under the ring to pull down Jordan so he couldn't be tagged in. But it was like, yo, y'all working the fuck out of this. This is great. And Jordan, he's still kind of raw, but he's getting there. And Gable's bringing his amateur wrestling background and making it work and doing some. He fucking jumped over the leg sweep for a pin, and they were working this. Their chemistry was great. You don't see this in WWE. It's wild. It's wild. It is fucking wild. It is crazy. It is really really crazy to see this. And I'm talking about lead up matches. People, keep this in mind. What we're talking about, even the Baron Corbin match, his match with Austin Aries, it was a solid monster heel trying to get over the undersized, face. It worked. They worked it well. It worked well, and it was a solid match. And again, these are all lead ups to the championship. People, we haven't even gotten to the championship match yet. And the championship match, it was a great match, except for I feel like the crazy end where somehow Finn Balor got out of the submission and rolled up Joe and beat him. The look on Joe's face, what the fuck? That to me, I thought that was kind of cheese, but everything else before that was just fucking great. Joe was just a monster. I love the fact that he got hurt and they kept trying to attend to him. He was for real fucking cut open, and he played it into the match because WWE is all about the safety, these days. Because we saw Nakamura get his nose broken, and they stopped the match for a bit to stop that. They were trying to attend to Joe's eyes here and there, trying to make sure he was okay, and he was playing with it. He was just no, fuck that, get away from me, I'm trying to beat this motherfucker's ass. Yo, get the fuck away from me, could you let me wrestle? Great. He played it into the match, and it helped. It brought something to the match, and it was just these guys in NXT, they get wrestling. They understand wrestling. And it's just a shame because after the Sami Zayn match, pretty much he's off setting off to the sunset. He's gonna be on the main roster, I'm sure, from now on, because he's doing double duty this weekend. He's in that 7-man ladder match for the IC title against Kevin Owens. So this is probably his last NXT, or at least his last major NXT match. He might do like Adrian Neville did, and occasionally just pop up and say hey or whatever. But for the most part, he's a WWE man. And I tweeted out, it's like, well, and now Sammy's off to be grossly misused and fucked over by WWE, because most of the people who've made the jump, that's what's happened. The New Day, they pushed their way to the top. Seth, he was the breakout of the Shield, and Roman and Dean, they got a big push too. So the Shield, it's like, yeah, y'all are exceptions to the rule. But most of it's like so many people have come up and they've just dangled in the wind. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to Zayn, because we've already seen like a preview of how bad it can get. It's like a few of the matches that he's had so far in WWE, he just looked weak. He looked lost. He was just getting dominated, and then he would just like do some miraculous pull out a win with some bullshit type of thing. You know what I mean? So, oh man, they could do so much with these guys that they bring up. It's a shame that Vince just don't. If he still cared for wrestling, it would be a different story. But it's sports entertainment, so I don't know. Sad, but I'm gonna try to see if we can get together and do a preview show. I would love to talk wrestling with my boy Pete. That would be great. Shout out to Gaming Enclave. Check him out if you guys haven't. And yeah. Either way, I'm gonna give my opinions. You just follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. You'll watch me rant during WrestleMania. Also, I'll probably cut a video like this just to talk about what I think is probably going to be one of the worst WrestleManias in years. I seriously think that this WrestleMania is going to be bad. It's already going to not feel that great in comparison because of what NXT Takeover did. We're not going to get that quality of wrestling. Not overall, at least. I mean, top to bottom, that whole card, just A+. Even the poor endings, at least poor endings to me, didn't mar the fact that for the most part those matches were just great matches. Great match. WrestleMania's not looking that appealing to me, guys. I'm sorry, but we shall see. We shall see. Maybe these guys will pull something out of their hats, and we'll just end up with a tremendous WrestleMania to follow, a tremendous NXT pay-per-view. But anyway, as always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.